Hey guys, this is Lawai, you're watching Roots and Rhymes, and today we're breaking down everything you need to know about grouse hunting. Guns, gear, ammo, tactics, timing. This is your one-stop, all-in-one guide to becoming a grouse killer. Let's get into it. Let's start with finding grouse. Before you load a shell or knock an arrow, you need to know where they live. Grouse love edges, that sweet spot between forest and open ground. We're talking about old logging roads, gravel roads, clear cuts, swamps, creek bottoms. You're gonna wanna look for younger forests under about 15 years old with a thick mixture of spruce, aspen, and birch trees. Not only is that where they feed, that's where they also hide. If you find gravel, buds, berries, or droppings, you're in business. There's a saying, find gravel, find grouse.
But what about spruce grouse? Unlike ruffed grouse, spruce grouse rarely venture into roads, clear cuts, swamps, or creek bottoms. They stay deep in dense, mature conifer forests, mainly spruce, fir, and pine trees. You'll often spot them higher up in the mid to upper canopy, where they blend in perfectly with the needles. Spruce grouse feed mostly on conifer needles, buds, and catkins. And unlike ruffed grouse, they rarely eat gravel. They're quieter, less likely to flush, and will often sit still, relying on camouflage instead of flight.
What's the best time to hunt grouse? Early in the morning and late afternoon. That's when grouse come down from roosts to eat and pick gravel. Also, here's a golden tip. Hunt after a storm. Grouse hunker down when it's raining or windy. But once the weather clears, they're out feeding hard. That's prime time. You don't need any fancy tactics to hunt grouse. You just want to walk slowly, scan edges, and stop often. Grouse rely on stillness to hide. When you stop, they move. If a grouse flushes away, it usually only flies away about 30 to 50 meters. Circle around slowly, change your angle. You'll usually spot them sitting still like statues. If you missed one, come back an hour later. Grouse have very tiny territories. Chances are you'll find that grouse again. Okay, now let's talk about quick ways you can ID a ruffed grouse versus a spruce grouse.
First, let's talk about ruffed grouse. So male ruffed grouse have a small mohawk-like crest that's larger than the females, bold neck ruffs, and a slightly bigger body overall. Both males and females have tails tipped with a grayish or slate-colored band beyond the black one. A good way to tell them apart is by looking at that black band. Males usually have a continuous, unbroken band, while females often have a break right at the center. Now, for spruce grouse, identifying a male spruce grouse is much easier. Look for the bright red patch above the eyes and a dark, almost black body with white spots. Their tails are sometimes entirely black, but often show a bronze or chestnut colored tip. Females, on the other hand, lack the crest seen on ruffed grouse and have heavily barred camo plumage.
Best weapons for grouse hunting. For my archers out there, judo points are what you need. Will a 12 gauge do? Of course. And no, you don't need a $3,000 Cerakoted shotgun to drop a bird. What matters? Lightweight, short barreled, quick handling. Grouse tend to flush. They fly away fast. You need to be able to swing fast. The sweet spot would probably be a 20 gauge shotgun with like a 26-inch barrel, improved cylinder choke, and number 7 or number 8 shot. Light to carry, light recoil, and deadly within 30 yards. If you like rifles, a .22 rifle is your best option. It's awesome for steady shots. Cheap ammo, lightweight, zero recoil, but if you flush one, it's gonna be a lot harder to get it. Now let's talk about the right ammo. Here's what actually matters. Shot size, number 7, number 7.5, or number 8. Perfect balance of spread and knockdown. Shell length, 2 3/4 of an inch. That's all you need. Lead versus steel. Lead hits harder, but check your regulations. If you're forced to use steel, open your choke up 1 notch. I'm adding the order of common choke constrictions from most open to tightest on screen. Cylinder, improved cylinder, modified, full choke. So when I say open up your choke one notch, it means if you're using a modified choke, switch to improved cylinder. If you're using a full choke, switch to modified. Now let's talk about gear. Let's separate the cool guy gimmicks versus what you actually need. A backpack, small, comfortable, it's crucial. It keeps everything organized and easy to carry all day. Rain jacket, always in your pack, weather flips fast. Your orange vest, it keeps you visible, legal, and carries stuff. Reusable corded earplugs or electronic muffs. It's important to protect your ears, but also be able to hear the woods around you. Knife and fire kit, non-negotiable. Field dressing, fire. A Garmin Mini InReach, if you're in deep, this is a lifesaver. Water filter, could be a Sawyer, a Grail bottle, gravity filter, done. Cooking stove, could be a jet boil, hot coffee or tea in the woods hits different. If you know, you know. I will also say that a good pair of boots is important. You're walking all day. At the end of the day, you'll probably have walked 30,000 or 40,000 steps if you hunt all day. So I cannot stress the importance of good footwear, good boots, good socks. Next, let's talk about safety and ethics. Remember, only take what you're gonna eat. Know what's behind your target. Never shoot towards a road, water, or really thick brush. Retrieve every bird you take and make sure to pick up your shells. Now, lastly, let's do a quick recap. Hunt edges with young mixed forest. Morning, evening, post-storm, best times. Go light. 20 gauge, number 7, number 8 shot. Stay ready for multiple flushes early season. You're basically an expert at grouse hunting now. If you made it this far, congrats. If you got value from this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and share it with a hunting buddy who needs to level up. And last but not least, I'll see you in the woods.